Nice.
Check, check, check.
I can hear you.
All right. My volume sounds good to me. JB had a tough game. Ooh.
Oh, is that? I couldn't see it on the schedule, but I remember you telling me.
Yeah, that's there's 3 kids out there that played on the JV team.
Huh.
They were good. It was a battle. It was nice, actually, for them to finally have some competition. I mean, they ended up winning by 12, but that's because they all made their free throws at the end.
They all play 4 quarters? Tate played 4 quarters?
Yeah, Tate and Lassie played 4, but those guys over there played 4 too, so I didn't get the sense that they're guys that play more than a quarter a game in varsity.
Did you get your raffle tickets?
It's on right now. Oh.
That's what she says, yeah.
Our volume's up.
Hello and welcome to sports fans to this live video streaming event of Table Rock Sports Productions. I'm Jeff Lang alongside Jason Brewster, coming to you live from Crater High School in Central Point, Oregon. Thank you for joining us tonight. Again, welcome to the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week, powered by U.S. Cellular at Siskiyou tonight, featuring the Willamette Wolverines traveling south and taking on the Critter Comets. We're pleased to bring you this game on TableRockSports.net in partnership with the Central Point School District and our participating community business partners. We also invite fans to check out all the features on TableRockSports.net, where you can find easy access to our live streaming events, Southern Oregon Sports Spotlight, and our new feature, the Alumni Watch. Coverage tonight is made possible by our title sponsor, Lithia Superstore, on Highway 62. General Manager Jason Lawrence. Browse online at lithiasuperstore.com and then come in and work with the outstanding staff. Thanks to our title sponsor, Lithia Superstore.
Table Rock Sports is also pleased to welcome a new sponsor this winter, Schlesinger and de Villeneuve Attorneys PC. They specialize in the areas of personal injury, workers' compensation, medical malpractice, wrongful death, and other claims, and have offices in Salem, Eugene, Roseburg, Grants Pass, Medford, and Klamath Falls. Fans also stop into any of the 7 Siskiyou Cellular locations in Southern Oregon for a wide range of your wireless needs. For over 25 years, Siskiyou Cellular has been keeping customers connected to people and things that matter most. Siskiyou Cellular, presenting sponsor of Table Rock Sports.
10.5 minutes left to go till tip here. We'll come back after a few words from our sponsors here on TableRockSports.net.
Rock Sports would like to thank you fans for watching tonight and for your great comments on our new YouTube-based Lithia Superstore Game Center. Located on the homepage of our website, you can watch multiple streams live or go full screen with your favorite team's game. One way to help us keep this great service going is by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Just type Table Rock Sports in the search bar and click on the red subscribe button. You'll be entered to win prizes and get notices on local sporting events before they go live. You help us with a click, we'll help keep you in the game when you can't be there live, and you'll have a chance to win crispy, crunchy chicken and 2020 game tickets to an Oregon College event. Subscribe today.
All right, I am not finding it on YouTube.
Let me look. It looks live. It says boys basketball Willamette Crater. Let me look.
All right, you take a look. Maybe I just didn't. I'm going to go on the app.
I'm on the app right now.
No, I was just on YouTube.com.
It says Willamette Crater.
There it is. There's
the
one.
girls.
All right, it's showing on the app. All right.
Is it
I
there?
must have just. I'm looking on the app, same place you are. Yeah, it's on there, but I did not see it on YouTube.
I only see girls.
No, I saw it on. What are you talking about, on the app?
Yeah.
It's on the app. I found it there. I was just watching it.
I see Willamette Crater girls.
Yeah, I saw that also.
No, that's us.
The girls?
It's saying it's on girls, but look, I have boys selected. Huh. Wait, no.
Yeah,
that
no,
is
I was
girls.
just watching it, Chelsea. But I'm still not seeing it on YouTube.
YouTube? Yeah, I don't see it on YouTube.
Where are you seeing it?
Well, on YouTube. You go to youtube.com and type in Table Rock Sports.
Boys basketball. Here it is. Boys basketball Churchill.
No, we're playing Willamette.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it is definitely live on the app. I don't know why it wouldn't be on YouTube.
Do you think I need to create a game? I mean, I selected it. It said it's streaming to YouTube.
Is there anybody watching it, Jason?
You know what the volume-
Hello everyone, I'm Officer Ashwell with the Central Point Police Department, and it's time for our 16th episode of Traffic Safety First. Today we are going to discuss 7 basic steps for what to do when selling a car. Be sure to wait for step 7 since it's one that's often overlooked. The first step in selling a car is taking photos of the vehicle to post in an advertisement. When taking these photos, it's always a good idea to do something to block the plate and VIN information. This will be something you can share with prospective buyers as it comes closer to you selling the car, but it's not necessary to have it visible for the initial posting. What's the point of blocking this information though? A primary reason is because there are some scammers out there who may use your photos and information to create fake ads themselves to try and sell the car to others. If the scammers don't have access to this basic information, when a potential buyer asks for this information and doesn't receive it, it is easier for them to figure out the seller may not be legitimate. The next step is finding a proper place to advertise the vehicle. Many people use various advertising platforms such as local newspapers, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, etc. Something to keep in mind when posting is to give a detailed description of the vehicle and adhere to the advertising platform's guidelines for posting. For example, some places may not allow posting of phone numbers in ads and will instead ask you to provide an email address for prospective buyers. It's also a good idea to not post the address of where the vehicle is parked. Wait until a prospective buyer reaches out to you and asks for a meetup before you give them the location of the vehicle being sold. After the ad is posted, you can sit back and wait for responses. Once responses start coming though, the third step is where you'll want to verify the person who has contacted you is not trying to defraud you. Pay attention to whether they ask you extremely vague questions, which is a sign of a potential scam.
Hi there, I see you have an item for sale I am interested in. Is it still for sale?
Or if they seem to be asking specific questions about your car.
Hello Heather, I am interested in the Ford Explorer you're selling. I see you said it has 55,000 miles on it, but is there anything wrong with the engine and is it still available? Thanks, Desiree.
If anyone offers to pay you more money than what the car was listed for by check or money order, this is a big red flag that the transaction is fraudulent. In this circumstance, we suggest you stop communication with that person and move on to another prospective buyer. Once you have a legitimate buyer in the picture, you'll likely need to meet up with them in person to check out the car. Arrange to meet the buyer in the daylight hours in a well-populated area, preferably with security cameras in view of the place you will be meeting. Popular options for preferred meeting spots are in the mall, police department, and bank parking lots. If you and the buyer agree to the terms and decide to finish the transaction, the next step is to make sure the money they've given you isn't fraudulent. The simplest way to do this is to request a cash transaction for the vehicle. Then, to confirm the bills aren't fake, you can arrange with the buyer that you will give them the title to the vehicle once the bank confirms no fake bills are present. If they refuse to go to a bank with you, it may be a sign that the money the person is trying to give you is fake. In that case, you might want to reconsider whether you want to sell to that buyer. If you decide to accept a check or money order for payment, you can ask the person to see their ID to obtain their license number and full name. You will want to write these down along with their phone number in the event the check or money order doesn't go through. Here's a side note. As a buyer, we caution against allowing a seller to take a photo of your ID at this step. It's not necessary for them to have all the information on your ID, such as your date of birth and other identifying information. Only the driver's license number and your name are relevant at this point. As the seller, having the information for the buyer will be helpful in the event you need to contact them again and/or file a report regarding the fraudulent transaction. Once you've completed selling the vehicle by exchanging the money and signed title, make sure to complete a bill of sale, which you can find on the Oregon DMV website or at many banks. To be cautious, it's encouraged to keep a copy for yourself as well as providing one for the buyer. And finally, step 7 is where you need to contact the DMV and let them know of the sale within 10 days of when it's sold. This is not only legally required of you, but it is also a way to protect yourself in the event the buyer gets into some sort of trouble with the vehicle and had not notified the DMV of the transfer themselves. We oftentimes see people who are listed as registered owners on impounded vehicles and are then responsible to sort out the situation with the tow yard, even if they had sold the vehicle years ago. And that's it for our episode over what to do when selling a car. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back next month for another episode of Traffic Safety First.
And welcome to Crater High School, TableRockSports.net. Jeff Lang alongside Jason Brewster. Just about 2 minutes here to tip at Crater High School. We've got a good Midwestern League matchup tonight for you. The Comets come in with an overall record of 16-5. They're 12-1 in league. They come in ranked third in the OSAA power rankings and third in the coaches poll. The Willamette Wolverines traveling 2.5 hours down I-5, 13-8, and then 7-5 in Midwestern League play, fighting for their life to get into the state playoff round. Is Coach Chad Carpenter Wolverines. So we'll see what we have tonight. Jason, January 17th wasn't too long ago. You and I took that trip up north. What do you see? What do you remember?
We did. A couple things, Jeff. First of all, tight game, 57-62. The Comets did pull out the win up in Willamette. One of the important things, though, Jeff, that was right after the game that Willamette had with Churchill. Ejim Acuna, a senior for Willamette, was suspended during that game for scuffling with Isaiah Wallace from Churchill. So Acuna, probably the second most potent weapon on this Willamette Wolverines team behind Luke Smith. So that'll be a difference maker for the Wolverines tonight.
Hello, I'm Lennox Scott, Chairman and CEO of John O. Scott Real Estate. In 1931, my grandfather started John O. Scott Real Estate. I would like to take a moment to thank you for your trust in allowing us to serve your real estate needs. Helping you realize your home ownership dreams is why we do what we do. But one thing is clear, it takes place one client at a time, each individual buyer or seller, because at the end of the day, it comes down to you. The past few years have been an incredible time of growth for us. We now have over 110 offices and more than 3,000 broker associates in the states of Washington, Oregon, Idaho, and California. But our higher purpose is living life as a contribution.
And just picking up where I left off, Jeff, a couple of things. The Wolverines have been on a little bit of a skid of late, and we're getting down to the short strokes. Regular season is almost over. The Wolverines have lost 3 of their last 4 games. They need a win tonight to be able to stay in contention. Announcing the starting lineups for Willamette now.
Jose Yanez wearing number 0, the 5'8" junior, first to be named. And then there's Joey Brown, the 5'10" senior. He wears number 3. He's followed by Tyler Moffitt, a 6'4" senior. And then number 13, that's Elisha Thompson, a 6'5" senior. And then Luke Smith wearing 23, the only junior in the starting lineup at 6'3".
And Luke Smith is a scoring machine. Jeff, something interesting, Acuna is not in the starting lineup. I see him on the bench still with his warm-ups on, so I'm not sure what's going on with him.
He's sitting in the middle of the bench here for Coach Chad Carpenter, the longtime coach for the Wolverines. Wolverines dressed in their, that's a scarlet red.
I would call it scarlet red, maybe maroon.
Maroon with trimmed in gray. The Comets, of course, in their home white tonight. Same starting lineup for Coach Chris Schmerbach now in his 5th year at the helm. And that is Nathan Biddle, the 6'11" junior. Hunter Chubb, the 6'1" junior. Braden Ray, the 5'9" junior. And then 2 seniors in the backcourt. It's Jaden Raines wearing number 0. Standing 6 foot, and then Kruger Edwards wearing 21, the 6'6" power forward.
Now, Jeff, for those of you who haven't gotten a look at Elijah Thompson, number 13, he's 6'5", about to jump against Nathan Biddle. He is very, very athletic. He explodes off the ground. I expect him to work on. Nope, I was wrong. Biddle got up there much quicker, but watch Thompson tonight. He's a good defender, not a big-time scorer, but he will grab some rebounds way above the rim.
These Comets have come out of the blocks fast in recent home games. And an inside shot by Biddle catches no rim. And in the favor of the Wolverines here for the first possession of the night. Early on this evening, Coach Scott Dipple and his Crater Comets come away with the Midwestern League win and look forward to that matchup on Tuesday night against the Churchill Lancer ladies, who are undefeated in league play. And the Comet girls, of course, just have that one loss up in Churchill a month ago. Here's Joe Brown off to the right, picked up by Moffitt into the hands of Chubb now. A minute gone here on Friday night at Crater High School. Vrains assesses the situation, gives it to Chubb, long off the back iron. Biddle there to pick up the rebound and up and in for two. A good offensive rebound for the 6'11 junior.
Good to see Nathan establish himself early on in the first possession. He got the ball down low, which is a great place for him to start. And then following up that Chubb miss with the offensive rebound and the putback. Nate Biddle's activity frequently foreshadows how the Comets end up playing. As Luke Smith is called for a walk. Luke Smith, an interesting player to watch, Jeff. He's just a scorer. He's got a good handle on the ball. He's got a big body. He's kind of a big guard body, and he can just fill it up.
He's guarded by Jaden Vrains as Vrains gets it inside to Kruger Edwards, who will have two at the charity stripe. So Luke Smith, the talented offensive scorer for the Wolverines, going to be picked up by Jaden Vrains, it looks like. And so on that last possession, he drove it in, and the big Nathan Biddle came to help out and left his player in Thompson, and taking their chances with Thompson on the offensive front, it looks like maybe is the strategy for Coach Schmerbach.
And I like that strategy, Jeff. Luke Smith deserves attention, and Elisha Thompson, from what we've seen anyway, is not going to beat the Comets. Luke Smith, on the other hand, getting a 30-point night is not uncommon for him, as Nate Biddle shows his size and arm length blocking ability there. Good hustle by Kruger. Wasn't able to gather that in, but he threw the ball off of Thompson, so the Comets get a set under the basket.
Joey Brown with that penetration, then blocked by Biddle off the glass. Kruger Edwards took off, couldn't handle it underneath, but bounced it off of the chest of Thompson. Here's Biddle with the elbow jumper, and that's rattles around and in. 6 quick points for the Comets here, 6-0.
I love that shot from Nathan Biddle, Jeff, when he just takes one dribble or two dribbles like that towards the basket and pulls up for that 12, 15-foot jump shot. He shoots the ball up so high. I mean, that ball, when he's releasing it, he's at 10 feet, and that's not easy to defend.
It's unblockable. You know, you and I have played against Nathan in the past year, if not previous years, and you know, we're both at the 6'3" level, long arms, and he'll pull up, and we don't have a chance of blocking that shot, even if we're jumping.
That's right, and you know what he's going to do. Right. Even when you're going right for that shot, it's just too high.
Just a helpless feeling as a basketball player. Nice rebound by Kruger Edwards, tips it up and in. Great to see the offensive board from the 6'6" senior. A quick 8-0 lead from the Comets. Coach Chad Carpenter wants a timeout. 30 seconds. We'll be right back. Table Rock Sports.
1991, Medford area residents have looked to Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon for vision care for the whole family. Specializing in optometry for adults and children, ECA uses state-of-the-art diagnostic tools to scan for health risks and get your prescription just right. Get your students a comprehensive vision check to ensure they have their best chance to learn and succeed. And look good while you see well. Specialists in our optical boutique have extensive styles on hand or can special order. We hope to see your family at Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon. Visit eyecaresouthern.com to learn more.
And welcome back. A quick 30-second timeout from the longtime coach Chad Carpenter. Does a great job up at Willamette High School. Comets jump out to an 8-0 lead on 3 field goals and 2 free throws. My math right, Biddle has 4 and Edwards has 4 for the Comets.
That's exactly right. Both of them working hard on the offensive rebounds. Both of them have had putbacks. you see how much room Biddle is giving Elijah Thompson.
And there's Luke Smith, the sharp-shooting junior, pulls back out to about 22 feet and drains that, so 3 points.
Smith can score at all 3 levels. He's a guy that great pump fake from Biddle, nice left-hand finish.
The ability by Nathan, he puts that ball on the floor, 2 quick steps, stolen away by Kruger Edwards, and Hunter Chubb, good defense by Moffitt, gets it stolen away. Smith now with it, has Edwards on, switches to Chubb. Ball goes out of bounds, going to stay in the possession of the Wolverines. Back to that move by Biddle. 1 quick dribble,
yep.
two big steps.
Big steps. He comes in from beyond the free throw line and then switched it over to his left hand. Yep.
Not many people can do that, let
Certainly
alone
not at that size.
God forbid that I'd have to use a fork with my left hand or something like that. I couldn't even do that.
Yeah, that's Nate really showing some of why he's a special basketball player. And again, you see him giving Thompson lots of room, virtually daring him to shoot that, even from 10 feet away.
10-3 here, halfway through the first quarter. That's going to be a turnover on Thompson as he's looking for Burke down under.
Not a bad idea from Thompson, but it was an uncatchable pass. I mean, he threw it right at Burke's feet, and as Burke was cutting, you just can't catch that.
Malachi Grant, the junior, in for the Comets, and blocking foul on Joey Brown.
It's 3 fouls on the Wolverines.
Brown got into foul trouble a month ago up at Willamette High School. They're a much better team having a catalyst point guard on the floor. Also into the game for the Comets, sophomore Colton Brains wearing 2. Here's Biddle from long range and drains that.
Nate Biddle off to a nice start, 9 points in the first quarter. Kruger Edwards with the other 4 to make up for the Comets' 13 points.
Thompson gets it off the back iron over Biddle. Biddle cleans up the rebound, now looks to push over half court. Picked up by Thompson. He'll pull up from 23. Rims out, won't go. Brought down by Joey Brown. Brown up to Yanez now. Back to Brown. Comets in that man-to-man defense. Stingy thus far with just 3 points here in the first quarter.
It has been, and Jaden Brains has been doing a nice job of denying Luke Smith the ball. There, Luke Smith got the ball on Nathan Biddle's block, but Brains staying close to him, and we've talked about it before. Brains has long arms, and he's got an uncanny ability to get in those passing lanes as the Wolverines pick up their 4th foul.
Colton Brains jumped into the dribbling lane there, and that's going to be, as we mentioned, the 2nd foul on Joey Brown here in the first quarter, and he'll have to have a seat. And onto the playing court, we now have number 1 and number 2. That's Tyler Woods and Ejim Akuma.
Jeff, we've watched the kind of maturation of Colton Brains over this season. He's kind of become a little bit of a taking charge specialist. As Biddle again with a nice turnaround, called with a travel. But again, he drives through the lane, shoots the ball over everybody, gets the rebound. The official just gave him a warning, I believe, for delay of game rather than throw the ball back to the official. Nate kind of tripped over it, kind of kicked it, disagreed with the travel apparently. But like I was saying, Colton Brains, he's taken a lot of charges in recent games, and those are the kinds of things that defensively really get a team fired up. Similar to the dunk on offense, taking a charge can get your team going.
Akuma into the lane, picked up by Braden Ray, high up off the glass, catches no orange iron, brought down by Edwards. Here's Edwards at 23. Back into Blake Eaton, who's now checked into the game wearing number 11. He is a junior, standing 6'2". Edwards up in short with the floater. Ball up now to Luke Smith, going to quickly pull up. Battle for the rebound by Thompson. He goes up, but his big toe is out of bounds. So
We've seen some of Elisha Thompson's rawness, if you will, things like that, getting good rebounds, but just not being aware of where he's standing, where he's at, throwing that pass.
It's an absolute highlight show during
Yep.
warm-ups with that kid.
Indeed.
Windmills, double pumps through the legs. 6'5" junior. Here's Chubb with the open look off the back iron into the hands of Colton Vrains, quickly into Malachi Grant. He's going to pull the trigger again. Long battle for the rebound, picked up by Chubb, saved off of the hands of number 1. That's Tyler Woods. It's going to stay on this end of the court with 1:30 left on the John L. Scott scoreboard. It's 13-3 Comets. Good to see the student section at Crater High School is filled up fashionably late as Colton Vrains drives in, turns it over into the hands of Smith. Smith, a long pass to Woods, stolen away by Braden Ray on the hustle. Applauded.
Ray showing his hustle, showing his speed.
Battle for the rebound.
Grant, really did a nice job fighting for that board.
Tough shot, good offensive rebounds here for the Comets. Edwards picks up his dribble now with 55 seconds left. Going to be a foul underneath on an illegal screen on the junior Grant. Burke was coming through, and Grant caught too much of his shoulder, and the veteran referee says, nope, we're going the other way with 45 seconds left. Stingy defense here by the Comets.
Yeah, they have been really locking the Wolverines down, and after Luke Smith thought he might get a break when Jaden Vrains checked out, but he might have gone out of the frying pan into the fire with Braden Ray just up on him, maybe even closer than Vrains.
Want to reiterate how hard it is to score against the Comets unless you shoot it and shoot it well from the outside. Again, they've got the two big men inside, and Edwards at 6'6", and Biddle at 6'11", guarding that rim and anything near it. Smith up and in for 2 right inside the paint. As I said that now with 12 seconds left, Chubb pushes it across half court. 10 now.
Well, and that's what I was saying, Jeff. Smith really, he can score from anywhere on the court. He's got a big guard body, so he can post other guards up. Chubb's going to need to get that jump shot off.
It's going to come up short, so on the John L. Scott scoreboard, the Crater Comets 13, the Wolverines 5. We'll be right back on Table Rock Sports.
Hello, I'm Lennox Scott, Chairman and CEO of John O. Scott Real Estate. In 1931, my grandfather started John O. Scott Real Estate. I would like to take a moment to thank you for your trust in allowing us to serve your real estate needs. Helping you realize your home ownership dreams is why we do what we do. But one thing is clear, it takes place one client at a time, each individual buyer or seller, because at the end of the day, it comes down to you. The past few years have been an incredible time of growth for us. We now have over 110 offices and more than 3,000 broker associates in the states of Washington, Oregon, Idaho, and California. But our higher purpose is living life as a contribution.
And welcome back to Crater High School. Jeff Lang alongside Jason Brewster. Glad to be with you. 13-5 here, start of the second quarter.
Luke Smith responsible for all 5 points for Willamette, and Kruger Edwards and Nathan Biddle are the ones responsible for the 13 points the Comets have.
Back door by Woods. Nice play as Hunter Chubb got caught with his head turned. I almost said sleeping, but that certainly wasn't the case. Here's Chubb with a long three-pointer. Long. Good offensive rebounding tonight from Edwards and Biddle. A high toss from Vrains up into Biddle. He rotates around with his left shoulder and tosses it in with his right. So again, Edwards with the rebound, a quick kick to reset it to Vrains. Vrains with the good eyeballs to find Biddle underneath. Stretches that lead 15-7.
Again, that tough defense. Kruger just moved his hips a little bit there. Otherwise, he and Chubb really had Woods boxed in the corner.
Earlier tonight, it was Junior Comet Night for the girls program here in the Central Point, Sam's Valley, Gold Hill area. Upper deck pulled back, full of young girls here in the Central Point School District. Got to watch the girls varsity. Nice shot by Thompson up over Biddle. Again, nice athletic move. Draws it to 15-9 now. Pass from Vrains into Biddle. He finds Edwards in the middle, and he gets the lane to the right. Going to miss that chipper. Battle, and that's off Akuma.
Again, both Biddle and Edwards just monsters on those offensive boards, Jeff. The Comets are a much bigger team, and the Wolverines are just going to have to box out.
Braden Ray swings it over to Eaton. Back to Ray. Top of the key to Edwards. Works his way to his left. Goes in. A lot of contact. Kisses it off the glass. Good defense by Moffitt. Better offense by Edwards.
6 points from Edwards. He and Nathan are just getting it done in the paint tonight for the Comets. And you see the defense again. Luke Smith not getting a break as Blake Eaton is another very, very good defender.
Attempted rebound by Biddle goes off of the backboard and out of bounds. So possession will stay here for the Wolverines.
He's telling Eaton and Edwards, come back here. I haven't secured the rebound yet, and you guys are down past half court.
Jason mentioned in the pregame, last game for the Wolverines was a 22-point loss at home against number 1 Churchill. Previous to that, a 51-32 loss at home against North Eugene. That's a beautiful shot, and that's made by Caleb Burke.
Caleb Burke, a good athlete. His older brother was a star basketball player for the Wolverines last year, and Burke looks like he could very well fill those shoes.
These Willamette Wolverines finished second in the Midwestern League last year and made it all the way to Corvallis. They won their first game, and then they lost to Churchill in the semis, and they finished with a 5th place trophy. Braden Ray off the back iron. So the Comets have gone cold here at the end of the first and the start of the second. 17-11 now, just a 6-point lead as Akuma works his way into the lane. A long pass from Biddle up to Vrains, who finger rolls it over the front of the rim. So an unfortunate turnover for Coach Chad Carpenter.
I'm not sure if technical foul. It could be on the coach. I don't believe, yep. I've seen 2 different coaches for Willamette standing up. Yeah, it's on the Willamette bench. And I have heard the Willamette coaches kind of chirping at the officials, which it's not like that's something that's novel in basketball, but apparently the official had enough of it.
Akuma drove it into the lane, lost his footing, and the ball found itself into the hands of Biddle with a long outlet to Vrains, but Coach Chad Carpenter felt that there was contact on Akuma, and the foul should have been called earlier. So,
and we just witnessed something I don't think we've seen this season, Jeff. Kruger Edwards missed 2 free throws in a row, another technical. Chad Carpenter may be going home early.
There's another technical, and he's just in wonderment here with his hands up. So after 2 technicals, folks, he'll be escorted from the gym, and he'll have to either be on the team bus or in the locker room for the remainder of the evening. There's 4 minutes and 52 seconds left here in the second quarter. So
what's interesting is Kruger Edwards stepped right up to the line again. He says, Coach, give me another chance. I can make the next two.
On the screen, you can see in the bottom left-hand side that Coach Carpenter's still sitting on the bench. We'll see what happens. So,
yeah, I think the first technical actually may have been on his assistant coach, Jeff. Kruger 1 of 4 during those technical foul shots, excuse me. Yeah, I believe that Coach Carpenter's assistant coach might have picked up the first one and the Carpenter picked up the second. So nobody's going to be standing up on that line.
So both coaches, assistants alike, head coaches are still in the game here, but obviously sitting down for the remainder of this one with one apiece. A poor inlet pass from young sophomore Colton Brains.
That pass was just too flat.
It was quicker this time, which Colton's been working on, I know.
Right, it is good to see that quick pass because what we have seen is Kruger Edwards picks up his first foul. But what we have seen, Jeff, is when the Comets are swinging the ball around the perimeter, they tend to hold it while Biddle's posting up, and then by the time the defense is able to kind of collapse on Biddle, they make the pass. So good that Vrains made the pass quickly, bad that he made it a little flat.
Willamette fans that have traveled the 2.5 hours down I-5 celebrate that foul called. That one's on Colton Vrains, a reaching on Jose Yanez. So his first, Comets' fourth of the half. Luke Smith into the lane, blocked again by Biddle. Again, you can just see how hard it is to score points unless you're on the run or shooting well from the far outside. And here's Thompson. He'll do just that, and he comes up about a foot long on that 15-foot jumper.
Well, and again, you saw Luke Smith's scoring ability to get past Vrains, and he had what would have otherwise been a good look at the rim, and Biddle just comes out of nowhere and sends it back.
Kruger Edwards assesses the situation. He had an open three from about 22, took one dribble and pulled up from the elbow. Luke Smith with a hard drive, fouled by Vrains, blocked by Biddle. He'll have a couple free throws here.
Let's see, I'm looking for Edwards family. I see Cooper up there and Kramer. No sign of Kiefer. He's probably traveling with SOU tonight. I'm not sure where SOU's playing, if they're at home or if they're on the road. But
text us. Somebody text us, let us know. Smith up and in with the free throw. Sharp vision is important for your student athletes on the field and in the classroom. Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon on Royal Avenue in Medford. Vision care for the entire family with state-of-the-art equipment and the optical boutique for the right look. Visit eyecaresouthern.oregon.com to learn more. Here's Biddle. He's got an open look from the elbow. Off the back iron. He's going to grab his own rebound, work in with the right hand, and up and over Moffitt. A good first half for Nathan Biddle. 24-13, 3.5. Now we got a technical on the other end of the court this time as Coach Chris Schmerbach was chirping in the ear of the far side referee.
The officials passing out technical fouls like candy, and it's Halloween here tonight, Jeff.
3 already, and we're not even through the first half. Just wonder what Coach Schmerbach could have said. Cross had an open shot. Biddle went up to contest it. It was rebounded cleanly by the Comets.
I didn't see much to gripe about there. So what's interesting, Jeff, is the game itself has been pretty clean. We've got 6 fouls apiece. Luke Smith just money from the line.
Money.
Jeff and I had a chance to go fishing on the North Umpqua last week, and our fishing guide, who was fantastic,
Mike Springer,
for those of you who know him, he told us where we needed to put our gear on our casts, and every time we did, it made us feel like we were going to bring a steelhead in on the very next few seconds, because he would say money. That's money. I enjoyed it so much. I think we need to incorporate it more in our broadcasts.
That's a money pass right there from Vrains, right off, drops it off to Edwards, but that was all started by the penetration from Vrains and the slide down the lane from Edwards. 26-15, 2:40 left second quarter. It's going to be the 7th team foul, an illegal screen on the Wolverines, so player control, no free throws to be shot. Would that be correct on an illegal screen on the offensive end? Is that a player control foul? I don't know.
I don't believe that's a player control foul. I think because
it's off
you
ball.
have to have the ball.
Right. Speaking of not having the ball, Edwards lost it and tips it out of bounds. So a little sloppy here, late second quarter. Around town tonight, good one over at North Medford High School tonight is South Eugene. The Axemen, ranked in the top 10 at 6A, are visiting the Tornado. It's got to be a good one. Roseburg Indians are traveling to the Panthers. Blocked by Chubb, rebounded by Biddle. Long court pass to Chubb. Out of bounds, turnover.
That's a couple of those we've watched on those long full court passes where the cherry picker, if you will, just wasn't able to chase it down before it got out of bounds.
How nice would it be just to get beat on defense every time and have Biddle there to save you?
That's right.
And then kick it out on a long streaking pass. Nice shot by Jose Yanez, just what the Wolverines needed. That draws it back to within 8. So the senior.
Yeah, the Wolverines are hanging right in there, Jeff. I mean, this is an 8-point game, and and they have not played particularly well.
And there's going to be a shot for Biddle from about 18. Hard off the back iron, controlled by Smith. Minute 30 left, second quarter. Smith between his legs, pump fake, over to Cross. All starters into the game for the Comets. Yanez gets pressure, and he drains his second three-pointer, and that's just what we saw up at Willamette a month ago.
That's exactly right. He can do that, and we can attest to it.
Turnover by Jaden Vrains as he drove into the middle, had nowhere to go, and flipped it out. Here's Yanez again. They want Thompson to go up, and he gets blocked by Biddle. That's going to be off with Thompson's hand. No, it's not. Looks like Hunter Chubb got a piece of it here. Under a minute to go, 26-21.
Chubb was just kind of in the wrong place at the wrong time there. I think it was going to go off of Thompson. He kind of jumped in between them.
Stay tuned. Coming up is the Crater Foundation halftime report. The foundation provides scholarships for Crater graduates to help them take the next step and succeed. Learn how you can help them too at craterfoundation.district6.org. 26-23 now on the field goal from the Wolverines. High pass from Braden Ray up into Biddle. He misses that. This one he gets contact and gets this one to go. So fortunate and unfortunate for the Wolverines. They have drawn the lead to 3, and Biddle looks to expand it back to 6. Here at halftime, again, the Idiart Law Group, who's really got involved in helping these student athletes. It's going to be some type of competition. We'll wait and see, but we know there's a 75-inch TV out in the lobby. Somebody's
going to carry it home tonight or take it home in their truck or however you get a 75-inch television home.
Big steal by Braden Ray. He goes up, and that's a little hard off the back iron, but crosses out of bounds on the rebound. So a nice steal by Braden Ray. A lot of momentum. Kisses it off the glass, hangs on the front iron, and just doesn't get to go down.
Yeah, great defensive play, though, by Ray. We've come accustomed to seeing that from him.
15 seconds left here, second quarter now. Biddle top of the key to Edwards. Long pass to Biddle. Biddle's going to pull up for the 15-footer. Money indeed. Nathan must have heard how much I like that shot from him. Stolen away by Edwards. He's going to go up in for the dunk. And does he beat the buzzer? We'll find out. And yes, they're going to call it. They're going to call that 2 points good. A huge steal bothered by Jaden Vrains. The ball goes out to half court. Kruger Edwards picks it up with about 2.3 seconds. Makes 2 quick dribbles was going to throw it down with two. Jason,
Yeah,
he just looked at the clock.
He knew he had to get the ball in the hoop. Oh, here we go. So the Eddie Hart Law Group looks like this
Looks like a dance group.
Yeah, I was going to say that's not the Eddie Harts at all.
John L. Scott scoreboard reads 32-23 in favor of the Comets. We'll be right back after a few words from our sponsors.
Hello, I'm Lennox Scott, Chairman and CEO of John O. Scott Real Estate. In 1931, my grandfather started John O. Scott Real Estate. I would like to take a moment to thank you for your trust in allowing us to serve your real estate needs. Helping you realize your home ownership dreams is why we do what we do. But one thing is clear, it takes place one client at a time, each individual buyer or seller, because at the end of the day, it comes down to you. The past few years have been an incredible time of growth for us. We now have over 110 offices and more than 3,000 broker associates in the states of Washington, Oregon, Idaho, and California. But our higher purpose is living life as a contribution.
Circle K is your on-the-go tailgate headquarters. Whether it's a home game or a road game, when you need a big play, call on My Circle K. From their always fresh premium brewed coffee, ice-cold fountain drinks and sodas, fresh made-for-travel deli items. When it comes to special teams, nothing is more special than My Circle K's Kickback Reward Program. Rewards every purchase, every time. Find them, follow them, throw a tailgate party with them. MyCircleK.com.
Listen up, everyone. Listen up. You know that great deal got him a new car? This is the guy from Lake who made it all possible, Carlos. Hey, Carlos. Hey, Carlos. You want someone who's going to take care of you and not just the dealership? My guy should be your guy.
Hola, Carlos.
But not for you, little sister. Thank you for coming.
Find your guy during Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford and on lithiasuperstore.com. Not a dealership, a partnership.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bill's Glass. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home or auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 40 years. Bill's Glass in Ashland and Medford, and now Bill's Glass in Grants Pass.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Circle K is your on-the-go tailgate headquarters. Whether it's a home game or a road game, when you need a big play, call on My Circle K. From their always fresh premium brewed coffee, ice-cold fountain drinks and sodas, fresh made-for-travel deli items. When it comes to special teams, nothing is more special than My Circle K's Kickback Reward Program. Rewards every purchase, every time. Find them, follow them, throw a tailgate party with them. MyCircleK.com.
Listen up, everyone. Listen up. You know that great deal got him a new car? This is the guy from Lake who made it all possible, Carlos.
Hey, Carlos. Hey, Carlos.
You want someone who's going to take care of you and not just the dealership? My guy should be your guy.
Hola, Carlos.
But not for you, little sister. Thank you for coming.
Find your guide during Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford and on lithiasuperstore.com. Not a dealership, a partnership.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bill's Glass. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home or auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 40 years. Bill's Glass in Ashland and Medford, and now Bill's Glass in Grants Pass.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Hello, I'm School Resource Officer Robert Monenbach from the Central Point Police Department. Along with Officer Godley, we work to keep School District 6 students safe. As school resource officers, we receive specialized training to help students feel safe and offer someone to turn to with questions or concerns. This resource is not only for the students, but it extends to the parents and school staff. Part of our duties include visiting each school in Central Point and leading the 5th grade DARE education program each year. Central Point Police Department, dedicated to service and committed to excellence.
Dear Dad, I was afraid to say this to your face, but I heard you yelling again from the stands during my game. You were shouting at the coach, the refs, even the other parents. It embarrasses me when you yell at everyone. It really stresses me out. I love sports, I love my team, I just want to play, but not if you always lose your temper. Love, Katie.
Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.com.
The driver of the car that hit me is uninsured. Can I still make a claim? Oh, I know. LetUsFightForYou.com.
For several weeks, the Southern Oregon Sports Commission has shown you examples of good sportsmanship and bad sportsmanship. Here's why. 75% of youth athletes quit sports by the age of 13 because they're not having fun. 75% of rookie referees also quit each year. Why? Well, it's because of the way they're treated by coaches and parents. We can do better. We must do better. Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.com.
How long will it take to settle my car accident case? Oh, I know. LetUsFightForYou.com.
Listen up, everyone. Listen up. You know that great deal got him a new car? This is a guy from Lithia who made it all possible. Carlos.
Hey, Carlos. Hey, Carlos.
You want someone who's going to take care of you and not just the dealership? My guy should be your guy.
Hola, Carlos.
But not for you, little sister. Thank you for coming.
Find your guide during Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford and on lithiasuperstore.com. Not a dealership, a partnership.
I saw a parent, dad in the stands yelling at his kid, trying to coach him from the bleachers, and the embarrassment on the kid's face. It looked like he was about to cry while playing the game.
I think it's very embarrassing for a student athlete to see their parents being escorted out of the gym or off off the playing field.
I'd be surprised if that kid comes back to the game.
And you risk a child enjoying the game, that you rob them of the fun. You have made a bad choice.
Welcome to Crater High School. We've got Nirvana on the court and off the court. Here's the Crater Pep Band. It's
Team
jamming.
spirit.
That's right. It looks like Kurt Cobain, as you mentioned earlier over there.
Huh?
Him and Eddie Vedder just jamming.
Right. It's kind of nice. Nice having the pep band here.
Got a good crowd here on hand this Friday night, February 21st. Again, getting down to the wire. Just 2 home games left here. Again, don't forget, join us on the air or here live in action on Tuesday as the Comets will host the #1 ranked Churchill Lancers and then make a travel next Friday night for the last regular season game against the Thurston Colts. Jason's kind of been an interesting half. A lot of technicals, a lot of shots made, some good defense.
A lot of technicals, very good defense, really on both ends, Jeff. The Comets just kind of overwhelming the smaller Willamette Wolverines with their 6'6" senior Kruger Edwards. Kruger's got 13 points, 4 rebounds in the first half. And then, of course, 6'11", 5-star recruit, number 10 in the nation in the year for the year 2021, Nathan Biddle. Nate Biddle has 17 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 blocks in one half alone. Those are the kind of numbers a lot of high school kids would like to get in a whole game. But that's half a game's work for Nate Biddle, along with a couple of assists. So. That's the Comets, even though their big guys are pounding it inside, Jeff, it's really started on the defensive end for them. And a lot of it is containing Luke Smith. And I say containing, Luke Smith's got 11 points in the first half, but he has been defended well, primarily by point guard Jaden Brains.
Comets got a little cold there in the middle of the second quarter, and they've got 32 points up on the board. But, again, good defense, as you mentioned, holding the Wolverines to just 23 here through the first 2 quarters.
Well, they've not shot particularly well, especially beyond the arc. They've got 1 3-pointer, and that was from Nathan Biddle. Otherwise, everything else is coming in 2s and 1s for the Comets.
Got a backdoor pass to Edwards off his fingertips, so a turnover on the first possession. At halftime, we had Knife Entertainment. A couple fans were selected out of the crowd to win the 75-inch ultra high-def TV. Both came very, very close.
Sponsored by the Idiart Law Group. They've been putting on some entertaining halftime shows for the hometown Crater Comets fans.
That shot altered by Biddle. Rebounded by Chubb, stolen away by Moffitt as Edwards is trying to get it to Braden Ray. 2 turnovers now on the Comets on their first 2 possessions. Here's Joey Brown, rebounded by Edwards. He was fighting off Thompson, the 6'5 senior, on his back. Raines with a pass to Biddle as Thompson's not looking, and that's going to be the 3rd turnover in 3 possessions, and there's another technical.
I think that one's on Nate Biddle. I'm not sure what he said. He just turned his head away from the referee. Apparently disagreed on the ball being out of bounds on him. But, Jeff, I got to tell you, I don't like to comment on officials having quick triggers, but these officials have quick triggers. That's 4 technicals tonight in a game that's otherwise, frankly, pretty clean. I mean, unless Nathan insulted that official's mom, I'm not sure a technical needed to be called in that case. Luke Smith has been capitalizing on the technicals, though.
It's tough to say what was said, but nonetheless, 4 technicals, 2 by the near side referee and 1 for the other 2. So every referee's getting into action at least.
Yeah.
It's an equitable distribution of technicals.
2 on Willamette, 2 on Crater.
Nonetheless, 3 turnovers on 3 possessions for the Comets is not good. 35-25, that's a double dribble on Willamette. Referees missed that. Luke Smith now to his right.
Jaden Brains again doing a really nice job. He went over the screen that Thompson set. And when you're guarding a shooter, you have to go over the screen. Vrains did a nice job finding Biddle, streaking up the middle for the two-handed jam on the other end.
Beautiful pass and stolen away by Ray. He'll get the credit for the steal. Luke Smith with the shot. Ball on the floor, rebounded by Biddle. Nice pass from Edwards up to Chubb, who two-hand bounces it off the floor and kind of alley-oops it to himself.
Chubb, he looked like he was in warm-ups there. I don't think he intentionally bounced it off the floor, but it was right up by the rim, so he said, why not?
Coach Chad Carpenter wants a full timeout. We're going to do the same here on the John L. Scott scoreboard. It's the Comets 36, the Wolverines 25.
Workers' comp claim was denied. Or was it accepted? Now what are you supposed to do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you.
Since 1991, Medford area residents have looked to Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon for vision care for the whole family. Specializing in optometry for adults and children, ECA uses state-of-the-art diagnostic tools to scan for health risks and get your prescription just right. Get your students a comprehensive vision check to ensure they have their best chance to learn and succeed. And look good while you see well. Specialists in our optical boutique have extensive styles on hand or can special order. We hope to see your family at Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon. Visit eyecaresouthern.oregon.com to learn more.
Waiting, even a few days, to report a work injury or illness could cost you everything. But how do you know what you should do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you.
Comets stretch the lead back to 11. 6 minutes, 6 seconds left here in the third quarter. Here's Joey Brown. He's got 2 fouls. Nice pass into Thompson. He's blocked by both Edwards and Biddle. He finds the ball and reverse lands. A nice shot by Thompson.
Smart shot. He had both Biddle and Edwards there ready to block him again, but he used the rim and the net to kind of protect himself from that.
Poor pass by Vrains.
Luke Smith with a good help side defense.
Ball stolen away back into the hands of Braden Ray. That's going to be another turnover by the Comets. So that's 5 turnovers here in a minute 30 seconds by the Comets. Some sloppy passes.
Sloppy indeed. Luke Smith showing what he can do. But that ball rimmed out, and another errant pass from Vrains. Jaden Vrains is a senior point guard, and he needs to recognize, Jeff, like you were just saying, we've thrown, the Crater's thrown some sloppy passes. Jaden needs to slow things down, get a nice pass, preferably to Biddle or Edwards in the middle.
Everybody's got responsibilities on the court, but you're right. Jaden needs to realize, hey, we've got 5 turnovers in the last 7 possessions.
Right.
Got to take care of that ball like it's my baby.
Yep. Well, he is the team leader,
right,
and that's his responsibility. It's tough to say, but that's what happens when you're the team leader.
And the point guard handling the ball, so they'll get things here in check.
And it's good that the Comets see a little bit of adversity like this. This is all fine-tuning stuff that hopefully prepares them for the postseason.
4 minutes, 50 seconds left here, 36-27, so game clearly still within check here. Biddle with the move into the lane. A really good move. That's too much body by Thompson. A couple free throws coming for the junior Biddle. Thompson picks up his third. Table Rock Sports is partnering with the Southern Oregon Sports Commission to promote the Know Your Role campaign to improve the culture surrounding youth sports. You'll hear messages from the campaign in tonight's game, and you can learn more by visiting travelmedford.org and clicking on sports. The Southern Oregon Sports Commission, Table Rock Sports, OSAA, and the NFHS partners in supporting a healthy sporting environment for all. Biddle up and in with both free throws. 38-27 now. Smith with a nice move inside. He goes into Biddle's chest, tipped up and around by Cross, who's checked into the game. And the lefty kisses it off the glass.
So I hate to do this, Jeff, but you've called him it a few times now. That is Luke Burke. He had an older brother that played with Seth Cross. And I think that's where you're getting that.
That's about the 10th time that I've said Cross then. So Luke Burke. Owen Cross is graduated.
Owen Cross, that's right.
Owen Cross, the all-conference player, blocked by Biddle into the hands of Smith. Fortuitous bounce, we call that. Smith now putting up field goals here in the third quarter, 40-31.
That's 15 points for Luke Smith, and he's really carrying the load for Willamette. Jose Yanez has, great follow by Edwards after the nice drive from Biddle. Yanez has 2 threes, so he's got 6 points.
Jaden Raines with a no-look pass, and the pass caroms off the rim into the hands of Biddle, so maybe another rebound in the stats. He's fouled before he can get the shot off.
Malachi Grant checking back in for the Comets. A little trivia for Malachi Grant. His grandparents are here, Frank and Debbie. Debbie Grant was chosen in 1996 to carry the Olympic torch for the Atlanta Olympics. She was selected by Coca-Cola because of her running expertise. As Akuma banks one in over Colton Brains for Akuma's first points on the night. But anyway, Malachi Grant's grandma ran the Olympic torch for the Atlanta Olympics in '96.
Outstanding. Braden Ray with the miss, rebounded by Middle. The miss. And another into the hands of Burke, correct?
That is Burke.
And he's going to be fouled on the floor. Don't look now, folks, but it's a 7-point game here near the end of the third quarter. On a full timeout does the staff at Crater. So with 2 minutes and 42 seconds left, Comets 40, Wolverines 33. We'll be right back.
Doctors James Savage and Rajiv Rajagopal are happy to welcome Dr. Brian Clevenger to the Associates for Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery. Their offices in Medford, Grants Pass, and Klamath Falls offers a full scope of services from corrective jaw surgery, wisdom teeth removal, general anesthesia, dental implants, and much more. For more information or to schedule a consultation, call 541-779-3781. That's 541-779-3781.
Let's go! At US Cellular, we heard you. You want a wireless plan that works for you. That's why we're giving you unlimited data for just $30 on a network ranked #1 in network quality performance. All that and no hidden fees. That's the best value in wireless. That work for you? US Cellular. Choose fair.
For the best deals in wireless on a network that works in the middle of anywhere, visit Siskiyou Cellular, your local U.S. Cellular agent. 7 locations, including Central Point off Plaza Boulevard.
And we're back here at Crater High School, nearing the end of the third quarter. Possession Wolverines. Just as a reminder, just 2 league games left for each team after tonight. Comets will host Churchill and then travel on the road to Thurston, where Willamette will actually have 3 games. They'll host Thurston and then travel to Ashland and Springfield. Tough shot by Luke Smith. Good defense by Edwards, brought down by Vrains.
And to recap, Jeff, so this will be the 3rd meeting between the Churchill Lancers and the Crater Comets this year. They met first up at the Les Schwab Invitational at the end of December, where the Comets came away with a victory. And then last time, earlier in this year at Churchill, where Churchill won in overtime. Really just a fantastic game. So I expect that to be another barn burner next Tuesday.
A lot of contact in between Vrains and Akuna on that possession 3 different times. Braden Ray takes the shot and came down, I believe, on another player's foot. Certainly tender on that right ankle.
Jeff, I got to say, I think that's the first time I've ever seen Braden Ray shoot a jump shot. And the way it worked out for him, it may be the last. He landed I think he landed on Smith's foot. Looks like he rolled his ankle. No worse for wear, though.
He's certainly treating it like it's tender, looking toward the bench like he needs some relief.
Yeah, and he's proven Braden Ray's a tough kid too. So he's not like me. The rolled ankle will keep me out for a few weeks. But Braden Ray, if he's hurting, it's because he got hurt.
He goes up and in by 2, and he's limping down the court, but there is no substitution for him coming in. So you're in
Coach
the game.
Schmerbach said rub some dirt on it, huh? Don't leave that man open.
And that was either Braden Ray's assignment or Colton Raines. They get mixed up and give Luke Smith a free look at 3. So, again, keeping an eye on the scoreboard. It's just a 6-point spread here late in the third quarter. And neither team is playing superior. But we're going to have a tight one here. Stick with us. Here's Smith. He'll get by Biddle on the outside. Ton of contact. He's going to find himself on the line.
No. Jeff, he kind of fell back into Luke Burke's leg, and I think Luke kind of hyperextended his right knee. He looks like he's in pain, and I think his knee kind of bent at a bad angle there. Not anything you want to see at all. Smith went to check in on him.
He's going to get some medical attention, so he's still down on the floor. Let's go ahead and take a quick break here. We'll be back at Table Rock Sports. Score 42-36. We'll be right back.
Workers' comp claim was denied. Or was it accepted? Now what are you supposed to do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you.
Since 1991, Medford area residents have looked to Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon for vision care for the whole family. Specializing in optometry for adults and children, ECA uses state-of-the-art diagnostic tools to scan for health risks and get your prescription just right. Get your students a comprehensive vision check to ensure they have their best chance to learn and succeed. And look good while you see well. Specialists in our optical boutique have extensive styles on hand or can special order. We hope to see your family at Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon. Visit eyecaresouthern.oregon.com to learn more.
Waiting, even a few days, to report a work injury or illness could cost you everything. But how do you know what you should do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you.
Oh, really?
In this, it
well,
looks like he
kind of looks that way right now, too.
Listen up, everyone. Listen up. You know that great deal got him a new car? This is the guy from Lithia who made it all possible, Carlos.
Hey, Carlos. Hey, Carlos.
You want someone who's going to take care of you and not just the dealership? My guy should be your guy.
Hola, Carlos.
But not for you, little sister. Thank you for coming.
Find your guy during Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford and on lithiasuperstore.com. Not a dealership, a partnership.
I saw a parent, dad in the stands yelling at his kid.
Here we are back at Crater High School as Luke Smith gets a couple shots at the charity stripe.
That's just money. Luke has not missed. He is now 7 for 7 from the charity stripe.
Make it 8 for 8, and that draws the lead just to 4 points here at Crater High School. And the Comets have not been in this position all season that I'm aware of, especially at home. A high pass from Edwards to Vrains, and that goes off of the rim on the pass.
So we've complimented Kruger Edwards, wow, as Smith just really crossed Jaden Vrains up. We've complimented Kruger Edwards with his passing to Biddle in particular in the past, Jeff, but I don't like that entry pass from the top of the key. That's a very difficult angle. It's a difficult angle to make, and it's a difficult angle for Biddle to catch. You got to get over on the free throw line extended or the wing. Right there is an ideal place to find Biddle.
So let's reset it here. Just around 30 seconds left here in the third quarter. The Comets with 3 team fouls, the Wolverines with 5. It's a 4-point spread at 42-38. No real player in foul trouble other than Thompson with 3 for the Wolverines. Peyton Anhorn's checked into the game for his first action of the night here late third quarter. So Wolverines move down into a zone, and Peyton Anhorn steps right in, as I mentioned, and drains a 3. Talk about coming off the bench ice cold.
Peyton Anhorn, the microwave.
Wow. Big shot for the Comets. Here's Yanez.
Huge
brought
shot.
Down by Edwards as the clock expires, but a big shot by Anhorn gives them a boost as they head into the fourth quarter. The score on the John L. Scott scoreboard, the Comets 45, the Wolverines 38.
The driver of the car that hit me is uninsured. Can I still make a claim? Oh, I know. LetUsFightForYou.com.
For several weeks, the Southern Oregon Sports Commission has shown you examples of good sportsmanship and bad sportsmanship. Here's why. 75% of youth athletes quit sports by the age of 13 because they're not having fun. 75% of rookie referees also quit each year. Why? Well, it's because of the way they're treated by coaches and parents. We can do better. We must do better. Know your role. Learn more at SouthernOregonSports.com.
How long will it take to settle my car accident case? Oh, I know. LetUsFightForYou.com.
And we're back here. 8 minutes to go, Midwestern League play. The Comets look to take down the Wolverines. They're up by 7 on a big 3-point shot from junior Peyton Anhorn, who had just checked into the game.
When Coach Schmerbach must have known exactly what he was doing, Jeff. He put Anhorn in at the right time, in the right place. The Wolverines were in that zone that had just really pinched down on Biddle. Brains found Anhorn in the corner, and Anhorn did exactly what he needed to do.
On the court for the Comets, Jaden Brains, Braden Ray, Nathan Biddle, Peyton Anhorn, and Kruger Edwards. Here's Peyton Anhorn, goes up, and he's blocked by Smith as he tried a Euro to his left. Moffitt now to Yanez.
That young man with the ball is also dangerous, Jeff. We've seen him just light it up from outside, and then, of course, Luke Smith is going to be the person that Willamette's going to rely on.
Kuma, cool as a cucumber, dribbling in and out. Back to Moffitt, now to Smith. Smith just hounded by 2 Comets in Biddle and Brains. Long possession here by the Wolverines. A big block by Edwards, and they'll see if it gets the Comets moving on the offensive end. Here's Raines now on the move, and he's going to toss it up to Biddle, and he's going to throw it down. What a beautiful pass from Jaden Brains to Nathan Biddle.
That was the perfect play at the right time, and again, Jaden Brains, team leader, point guard. He broke down that defense and found Biddle streaking down the sideline.
All started from a big block from Kruger Edwards here on the defensive end. Luke Smith with the player control foul. I think I got that one right.
Yes.
He had pushed off on young Braden Ray, his second. So as we often see, especially in basketball, that big defensive effort converts to points often on the other end.
Kruger Edwards, and we've seen Kruger get some key blocks at important times for the Comets. You know, Nate Biddle just stacks up the blocks, but Kruger seems to come up big at very important times with those defensive stands.
Ray gets it into Biddle. Biddle into the lane, up off the glass, and does not get that to go. So rough shooting night here for the Comets, to be honest. Here's Raines now. He's on the move. He's got a clear breakaway. He's off a sprinter, and he finger rolls off the front of the rim. So a good steal and conversion of 2 points.
And he made the right decision, Jeff. He had both Biddle and Edwards trailing him, and along with Anhorn. But just get the bucket. Don't worry about the pass off the backboard.
30-second timeout. We'll be right back here in Table Rock Sports.
Circle K is your on-the-go tailgate headquarters. Whether it's a home game or a road game, when you need a big play, call call on My Circle K. From their always fresh premium brewed coffee, ice cold fountain drinks and sodas, fresh made for travel deli items. When it comes to special teams, nothing is more special than My Circle K's Kickback Reward Program. Rewards every purchase, every time. Find them, follow them, throw a tailgate party with them. MyCircleK.com.
Coming out of a 30-second timeout from Coach Chad Carpenter. 6 minutes left here, fourth quarter. Jeff Lang alongside Jason Brewster. There's Joey Brown. Defensive pressure now on Smith from Vrains, who had that nice steal to seal it before the timeout. Big rebound from Biddle. Now here's the Comets under control. Biddle's got to have a whole wheelbarrow full of rebounds tonight, Jason.
He does. He had 10 in the first half, and I'm thinking he's right around the same for this half, in addition to a bucket load of blocks.
Cross-court pass to Biddle. He'll take the 22-footer hard off the back iron, brought down by the smallest guy on the floor. That's Joey Brown. Smith between his back as he weaves across half court. Big screen by Thompson on Vrains, who goes over the screen. Yanez in the corner now. Thompson's going to dribble off his foot. A costly turnover now for the Wolverines.
Yeah, the Wolverines can ill afford to have those kinds of unforced errors right now, Jeff. There's 5 minutes left. They're down by 11 points. They need to capitalize on every possession as Coach Schmerbach brings in 6'4" Malachi Grant for Braden Ray. Braden Ray, we saw him twist his ankle earlier, but he looked fine afterwards. So
it's going to be a foul on Joey Brown. Just to catch you up with standings here in the Midwestern League, Churchill leads at 12-0. Crater is second at 12-1. Again, head-to-head on Tuesday night. Third place position is Springfield Millers at 8-4, followed by these Willamette Wolverines at 7-5. And then Thurston is at 6-7, and watch out for North Eugene at 5-8, as they've got arguably three of the easier opponents to end the season for them. So very easily could end up at 500 in league play as the Highlanders.
that's right, and that's I mean, those kinds of adjustments for that third, fourth, and fifth slot could make a huge difference at opportunities in the postseason for these teams. Could determine what kind of team they're going to play, where they're going to play for a play-in game, as Vrains hits both of his free throws, much-needed free throws.
Good fourth quarter for Jaden Vrains, stretches the lead 51-38. Rebounded by Biddle now. Here's the Comets. They look to run this time under control. A pass off of the hands of Peyton Anhorn. A questionable pass by Biddle, but he was open. And
yeah, I don't know that they the Comets, when they're out running the floor, I think they're at their best. Right now, they don't really need to take any risky passes like that, and I'm not sure Nate Biddle would consider that a risky pass. It was kind of on the money.
Moffitt to Smith. They're on the far right side. Smith gets it up, rebounded by Grant. In the hands of Anhorn, demanded ball back to Drayden Vrains.
Right there, I think that's when Kruger's got to see that Nate has a strong post up. He's underneath the basket. Those are the shots that we'll take all day long for the Comets. Little pick and roll action here from Vrains and Biddle.
Again, another missed basket underneath, but piece of the arm by the Wolverine. I believe that's Thompson. He'll pick up his fourth.
So the lineup right now for the Comets, Jeff, we've got essentially 2 point guards with Anhorn and Vrains. And then they get pretty big pretty quick with 6'4", maybe 6'5", Malachi Grant, 6'6", Kruger Edwards, 6'11", Nathan Biddle. And maybe that's Coach Schmerbach's idea is let's get some rebounds and let's get our big guys inside moving and working for easy shots. Jeff, that was Kruger Edwards' first basket of the second half.
A three-point attempt by Thompson. Comes up a foot short. He gets the rebound, comes in hard, and Grant gets all of them. He's going to get a couple free throws.
Kruger really had a big first half, 13 points. He's still been working hard on the glass for the Comets, but has not been getting the field goals.
It's just one of those games where, to be quite honest, neither team really kind of has strong momentum either way or can really argue that they're playing their best basketball.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of been one of those defensive battles. I think both teams have played good defense. I'd give the edge to the Comets, but yeah, it has. It's just been a defensive game.
Up and in for Thompson. Kruger Edwards to his left goes a dribble again, misses it as the Comets have tonight. A scrum for the ball, and Joey Brown is going to be fouled Biddle. That's the 9th team foul on the Wolverines as Biddle's going to go to the line for a 1-and-1.
And that could be costly for the Wolverines as we get closer to the end of the game if they're going to be fouling, because that's going to put them in the double bonus on the next foul, which means the Comets will be getting 2 free throws per foul rather than the 1-and-1.
So let's talk a little bit about Tuesday night, folks. So February 25th is Tuesday night. Critical games for both the girls and the boys. All 4 teams are ranked in the top 5. So let me repeat that again. All 4 teams are ranked in the top 5 teams in the state at the 5A level. Critical game for Coach Scott Dipple. Critical game for Coach Chris Schmerbach. And those alike. So the gym, I'm sure, is going to be packed on that Tuesday night. Hopefully we've got a ton of listeners and watchers here on Table Rock Sports, as it's going to be just flat-out good basketball here on Tuesday. It'll be senior night as well here, the last regular season home game for the Comets. Malachi Grant, all but mugged and tied up there at the elbow, finally regains possession.
Officials were hearing it from the student bodies section. Who was the foul called on there? It was called on
Nathan
Nate
Biddle. Yeah, on the offside.
Okay.
So clean look for Woods. Off the back iron again. Not a great shooting night for either team.
Nope.
53-39, 2.5 minutes left here. Nice pass from Raines underneath the basket to Grant. Grant now has it. And Biddle is triple teamed, double teamed at least, and tosses it into the hands of Smith. Smith with a long shot, caroms off. Again, it's kind of like the air has gone out of the gymnasium.
Yeah, it's gotten quiet. The fans seem to be waiting for something to happen. The Comets feel and look like they've got this game under control, but again, this has not been a dominant game for the Crater Comets, and I'm sure that it's not the kind of thing Coach Schmerbach wants to see.
They're going to talk about it. Timeout. 53-39, a minute 50 left. We'll be right back here on Table Rock Sports.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Welcome back to Crater High School. Minute 48 on the clock officially as we look to wind down Midwestern League play. Been an interesting battle tonight. Both teams playing hard. Could still see Luke Burke being worked on down on the far end. Nice shot by Thompson over Biddle. As Burke is still with the Crater athletic trainer, his knee's on ice, so he looks to be okay, when we certainly hope that that is the case.
Yeah, and that's tough to see. Luke Burke, an important cog in this Willamette program. So hope that young man's doing okay. Nice backdoor pass from Kruger to Chubb, and Chubb with another nice lob to Nathan Biddle.
Chubb back into the game after a long breather. Ball tipped away by Chubb as fans begin to exit here on this Friday night.
That is the kind of shot that makes Luke Smith special, as Brains had his hand right in his face, but he drained that long three from the corner.
Let's just keep it right here, Chelsea, huh? We've got under a minute left here in the fourth quarter. We'll talk a little bit more about Tuesday night, as I expect the entire Rogue Valley to be into the gym, and many are going to be traveling down I-5 as, again, Churchill Lancers, ranked number 1 in state, will be making its way down to Crater for their annual visit, both girls and boys action. But let's talk boys a little bit. On the boys for Churchill, you got a talented group. You got last year's Midwestern League Player of the Year in Silas Benyon at running the point guard.
Silas Benyon, a very athletic and just talented basketball player in 6'6", Brian Garacki.
The number 1 ranked player in the state of Oregon
right.
At all levels.
Yep.
For seniors.
And then, of course, Kalen O'Neill, his running mate. Kalen's, frankly, not had a stellar year, Jeff. Kalen possibly with the biggest signing of any of the seniors in the state of Oregon this year. But he's kind of had a quiet year. Of course, he's on a very talented team. Super sophomore, Samaje Morgan. The Churchill Lancers are really loaded.
They've got Isaiah Wallace in the backcourt as well. Again, an all-conference performer during his sophomore year. Had a meniscus surgery, and he's back now.
Yeah, and a sometimes overlooked but very solid basketball player in Evan Pia. And then they've got their 6'5" quarterback. Help me out.
Dylan
Carson.
Nice.
Thank you. All right, I don't know which was the first name, but one of them. Dylan Carson. Brains remains good shooting from the free throw line. So that's really the top 7 for the Churchill Lancers are all very talented basketball players that could probably find themselves starting on just about any team in the state. And that's why they've remained number 1 really all year. Luke Smith a little short on that long three. But the one thing that the Lancers have struggled with, well, first of all, Kruger Edwards has played very well in both of the games against Churchill. And there's just no real answer to Nate Biddle.
And that's why. The question to the answer. A penetration by Brains in the pass, lob up. Biddle just goes up and gets it and throws it down.
And how about Luke Smith?
Says you can do that and I can do that better. Folks, stick with us for the My Circle K postgame show. We'll be right back here at Table Rock Sports after these messages. Comos come away with a win, 59-47. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Lennox Scott, Chairman and CEO of John O. Scott Real Estate. In 1931, my grandfather started John O. Scott Real Estate. I would like to take a moment to thank you for your trust in allowing us to serve your real estate needs. Helping you realize your home ownership dreams is why we do what we do. But one thing is clear, it takes place one client at a time, each individual buyer or seller, because at the end of the day, it comes down to you. The past few years have been an incredible time of growth for us. We now have over 110 offices and more than 3,000 broker associates in the states of Washington, Oregon, Idaho, and California. But our higher purpose is living life as a contribution.
Listen up, everyone. Listen up. You know that great deal got him a new car? This is a guy from Lithia who made it all possible. Carlos.
Hey, Carlos. Hey, Carlos.
You want someone who's gonna take care of you and not just the dealership? My guy should be your guy.
Hola, Carlos.
But not for you, little sister. Thank you for coming.
Find your guide during Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford and on lithiasuperstore.com. Not a dealership, a partnership.
I saw a parent, dad in the stands yelling at his kid, trying to coach him from the bleachers, and the embarrassment on the kid's face. It looked like he was about to cry while playing the game.
I think it's very embarrassing for a student athlete to see their parents being escorted out of the gym or off the playing field.
I'd be surprised if that kid comes back to the game.
And you risk a child enjoying the game, that you rob them of the fun. You have made a bad choice.
Welcome to the My Circle K post-game show, your locally owned Chevron stations powered by Colvin Oil, who sponsor the Fuel for Your School program. Your support has raised over $300,000 in the past 4 years. For more information, visit mycirclek.com. Again, here at Crater High School, the Comets come away with a win by a score of 59-47. They pushed their overall record to 17-5, their Midwestern League record to 13-1. Jason, I know you got some thoughts, some box scores to share with us. What'd you see tonight?
So, Jeff, we talked about it a little bit earlier. You know, neither team really got out and ran and showed what they could do tonight, but it was good, solid defensive performance from both teams. Crater Comets came and did what they needed to do, which was get a win tonight. That kind of puts Willamette's back against the wall for the future. So we'll see how these Wolverines bounce back. Nathan Biddle, an absolute monster tonight. Jeff, 30 points, 18 rebounds, 2 assists, and 7 blocks to go along with that. So Nate Biddle had himself a night. You know, it's just that's what the Comets have come to expect from him. Now, the Comets struggled from the three-point line. We talked about that a little bit earlier. They were 2 for 10 from 3 tonight. The good news, they were 13 for 19 from free throws, and that was with Kruger Edwards missing 3 of those 4 technical foul shots. And again, Kruger's usually money, so considering the fact that Kruger missed those 3 and they were still 13 for 19 from the free throw stripe, I think that's a good sign going forward for the Comets. Kruger, to speak of otherwise, double-double for Kruger, 14 points, 10 rebounds. Good to see Kruger working so hard on the boards. You know, there's some good, some bad, some fine-tuning that needs to be done here, but overall, I think Coach Schmerbach should be pleased with these Comets getting ready going into the Churchill game that we've talked about on Tuesday, and even more importantly, for the upcoming postseason.
Good analysis. Yeah, really a yeoman's effort on the glass tonight by the Comets. Tough win here in the Midwestern League. Anytime you get a win, it's a good thing. So we'd like to thank you for watching tonight's broadcast. Be sure and download the free TableRockSports.net app and watch the replay of this game free on your mobile devices. We'd like to thank Crater High School and Athletic Director David Hurd for hosting the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week on TableRockSports.net. Special thanks to head coaches Chad Carpenter and Chris Schmerbach. Our next Table Rock Sports production will be Tuesday, the 25th. Check out some features on our updated website at TableRockSports.net and follow us online at Facebook.com. Tune in to News 10 KTVL Channel 10 Friday tonight at 11:10 for Friday Night Lights with Joe Brett. You'll see highlights from our Table Rock Sports teams only on Channel 10. Again, the final score for the John L. Scott scoreboard, the Comets 59, the Wolverines 47. This has been a special presentation of Table Rock Sports with Chelsea Brewster, Jason Brewster. I'm Jeff Lang. saying thanks and watching. Good night from Central Point High School.
Rock Sports would like to thank you fans for watching tonight and for your great comments on our new YouTube-based Lithia Superstore Game Center. Located on the homepage of our website, you can watch multiple streams live or go full screen with your favorite team's game. One way to help us keep this great service going is by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Just type Table Rock Sports in the search bar and click on the red subscribe button. You'll be entered to win prizes and get notices on local sporting events before they go live. You help us with a click, we'll help keep you in the game when you can't be there live, and you'll have a chance to win crispy, crunchy chicken and 2020 game tickets to an Oregon College event. Subscribe today.